Welcome everybody. It's time to do the Mexican fire opals. I picked the best two. Every one of the ones we bought, if you guys didn't see that video, we went to Ensenada, Mexico, and the mission was to find some Mexican opal to be able to cut something from it. My mom found better stuff than I did. I didn't even know she was looking for it, but I've got one here that I found and one that she found, and they're both very different. One's going to be a white, and one's going to be a red. I think, of fire. The rest of them kind of have some cracks and things like that. I'm not sure we're going to get stones out of them, but I think there's a good chance that we'll be able to pull two stones out of these two right here. So let's look at them real quick and see what we're going to cut. All right, so here's our first one. This one actually, whoa, wow. This one actually shows better color when it's dry. For whatever reason, I don't know why. But there's our first one that I think we got plenty of whatever in there to hopefully get a stone out of that. And look, it actually faces nice from about that angle. Our second one is this little guy. Most of the best color, the fire, is in that bottom piece. The goal is going to be to go in. There is some in this top piece, but the goal is to go in from the bottom down and then just try to cut a stone out of that lower section of the fire opal. Let's do it. This is my first time cutting any Mexican opal, so it kind of feels like concrete-y, like Andamuca concrete. It's fairly soft. This part right here is pretty soft, and it feels like a big sand mush on the top of some material. And that's all it really is, just kind of a sandy matrix that needs to go away. Hopefully we start getting into some opal here pretty quick, so we have enough. Hopefully that's it starting to come in right there, but I'm not sure. Not much there we lost. I think this right here can go away. Come on, where's the opal at? There's a little crack right there. I really need this to turn into opal. See how it doesn't. I see a crack there, but it just doesn't hit as good when it's wet. Where do we want to base this off of? Another crack right there. So this is a little harder than the other, but it's definitely way softer opal than Australian opal. Boy, all these cracks showing up are sure making it hard to think we might get a stone out of this piece. Come on, Mom. You can blame my mom for this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure this is a piece I bought. Night falls and I'm alone. Skin, it chills me to the bone. You, there's color. You turned and you ran. Whoa, slipped right from my hand. Oh, it broke right there. There's them cracks. possibly a stone there. Especially if we throw it down, right? Blue on black, tears on a river. Joker on Jack, it don't mean much. Cold on ice, match on a fire. A dead man's touch, whisper on a scream. Wouldn't change a thing, wouldn't bring you back. I guess we have to hope that when this gets dry it looks better. We're kind of cutting it blind like Ethiopian. Man, that's soft. Cracks. Cracks, cracks, cracks. Oh, yep, see? There's that piece. Well, that's too bad. We ain't gonna get much out of this. Okay, I think I'm gonna wait till that dries out and see what the color is again so I know what to do. Let's see what we can get out of this one. Going through the back here. Just sandy mush. Yeah. Still sandy mush, and we're all the way down to the what we were hoping to cut, and it's just sandy mush. Come on, man, get out of there, sand. Looks like there might only be color on that outside edge of it. You know what? I'm not all that impressed with this Mexican opal. I don't know if we can go, if we treated that like it was a color bar. Got a kernel right there in the center though. There's a crack right down the middle of it. Can you see it? I don't know if you can, but right there is a crack running. Well, that was a swing and a miss. Sail all the way to Mexico. Let's dop that up and see if we can't get a carrot. There is our potential Mexican fire opal. See if we can't cut an oval out of it. I have to say thank you to all of you that were so kind with the comments in the last video. I shoot a dumb video like that and then I almost don't post it because it's, you know. But anyway, everybody was very nice. It's very helpful. What we need is a couple of wins on the opal field though. Starting with this Mexican fire opal. Maybe if I spoke Spanish. This stuff's soft. Let me see if I can't just tweak the shape a little bit. Okay. I won't ever stop trying. I won't ever stop watching as you leave. I won't ever stop losing my breath every time I feel you lying next to me. Yeah, this stuff is just soft. This little 1200 grit that shouldn't be cutting much is cutting it. See if we can polish it. Here's our little Mexican fire opal. Isn't she a spicy burrito? That's not a complete failure. But that is not acceptable. I have a little 3-carat Cooper PD crystal. Come on, zoom out a little bit. 3-carat, $100. Black lighters, says crystal. If we can't cut something out of this, I'm hanging up my spurs. Not really. Look at that. You can see why I bid on this one. It's not very big, 3 carats. We're gonna get 1.5 carats if I'm good and lucky. I don't know, I might get 2. What else do we need to take off? I go for an oval, it'll get a little smaller. What should we do? Let's just clean up our bottom. I wasn't going to take it down that much, but I think we want a double-sided stone here. If I can get that sand out of it without going too much deeper. There we go. I think there's a beautiful little oval in there, or a slightly bigger freeform, or a teardrop. What do you think? I don't think it's going to face like this. But I hope it faces like this. Let me top it up. All right. You guys already know, unless you're new here, you're gonna know that I'd rather go for a carat and a half opal, a carat and a half oval over a 2-carat freeform. Right or wrong? I always would rather have less but perfection than more that's average. It's going to shrink down quite a bit. All right, phone call. come down a length. There's no two ways about it. I know, it hurts me too. It hurts me too. Alright, time to move the other wheel. Oh, is that a crack? Are you kidding me right now? See the crack all the way around? Sometimes, for production purposes, you have to pretend like the crack isn't there and cut a stone. It might flake the top off. It might come off when we round the top, but it looks like it goes all the way around. Dry it off and see what that crack looks like. Wiping it off on my forearm. There's a sand spot. It is. It's a big old sand spot right in it. I might have to hang up my spurs. Sand coming out, maybe. Telephone rang about 8:45. Heard his voice on the other end of the line. Wondered what was wrong this time. She never knew what his calls might bring. A cowboy like him could be anything. She always expected the worst in the back of her mind. It's cold out here and I'm all alone. Didn't make the short go again, and I'm coming home. I know I've been away too long. Never got a chance to ride or call. I know this rodeo's been hard on us all, but I'll be home soon. Honey, is there something wrong? She said don't bother coming home. By the time you get here, I'll be long gone. There's somebody new, and it sure ain't no rodeo man. He said, I'm sorry it's come down to this. There's so much about you that I'm gonna miss. But it's alright, baby. If I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. I gotta go now, baby. If I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. He left that phone dangling off the hook, slowly turned around and gave it one last look, and then he just walked away. Headed that truck for that Wyoming line. With a little luck he could still get there in time, but in that Cheyenne wind he could still hear her say, she said don't bother coming home. By the time you get here I'll be long gone. There's somebody new, it sure ain't no rodeo man. She said I'm sorry it's come down to this. So much about you that I'm gonna miss. But it's alright, baby. If I hurry I can still make Cheyenne. I've gotta go now, baby. Hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. I think we're gonna make a stone out of it. I think we took the crack off the top. I think we got the sand out of the top. I gotta redop it because it's trying to fall off. So that'll give me a chance to square it up so we can finish it up. Alright, it dried off and there's that sand spot again. I'm gonna jump over here to the other wheel and see if we can't go a little bit deeper and get rid of it. Okay, I just took a little bit of the top off. Hopefully that's enough. We'll start polishing it and see, well, it looks... As you start to do this, you can see why it's so rare to have large stones, why they're so valuable. Everything has to line up. You gotta have color. You gotta have the right colors. You gotta have the brightness. You gotta have no sand and no inclusions. You gotta have a thick enough color bar to cover the whole face of your stone. You gotta not make a mistake when you're cutting. And if you do all that, it'll have a crack in it. But good night. I'm not unhappy with that. I think we're gonna have a carat. Maybe a carat and a quarter. And that's a beautiful ring stone. In that Cheyenne green, sit here to say. All right, let's start with our little Mexican fire opal. Doesn't show a whole lot in this light. It was a little bit more impressive out in the outside light. How big is it? Three quarters of a carat, maybe. 0.70, almost. Yeah, that one needs some better light. It's got fire. It's probably would make a decent little ring stone, small ring. Now, did we get the sand and cracks out of our little crystal? We did. I think we ended up with a nice stone. I think it came down a little further than I thought. I think we got a carat on this one. This one's pretty spectacular, actually. And that one is right at a carat, 1.045. A 1 carat ring stone. I might look and see if I've got a ring that will set that in. So anyway, move some stones out of the way. I got too much stuff here. Just fun. That's what's left of the fire opal. We might try again. We might make another attempt, see if we can't get one out of the fire opals. But we did cut one nice stone. Thanks for coming along. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe, and catch you tomorrow.